Hey, you just caught me in the middle of editing another Great Racer Cinema Productions video. Well, hello again. Alright, so Gran Turismo-A-Thon has been in indefinite hiatus, and for good reason. I actually plan on recording game footage by using the Sega Dreamcast, as yes, you can actually play Gran Turismo 2 on the Sega Dreamcast by using Bleemcast. Yeah, there were only 2 Bleemcast games released. Gran Turismo 2 and Metal Gear Solid. And Gran Turismo 2 running on the Sega Dreamcast can run in a higher resolution than even a Gran Turismo 2 played on the PlayStation 2. It actually looks better than the how you originally played it. So yeah, this is going to be the first time I emulated a game, but through the means of original hardware instead of a computer. So yeah, it's interesting, but I haven't gotten around to getting a separate VMU for a Bleemcast yet, and no, I do not want to erase all of my save data on my other VMU. All that hard work I'm not going to erase. And the only place I can find a VMU anymore is on eBay or, well, if I get lucky enough to spot one in the pawn shop. So yeah, I have to buy a separate VMU for that reason. But for now, let's say do something fun with Gran Turismo 2. Gran Turismo 2 is one of my favorite racing games on the PlayStation 1. And in Gran Turismo 2, it's actually recommended you start out with used cars, whether if it's a K car or some old car like a Nissan Skyline GTR, the original one, or a Toyota MR2, or the most powerful one, the Toyota Supra. You could actually start out with a used car, and it's actually easier to start out the game this way. But we're gonna ask the question, what if we beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using used cars? Yeah. Another YouTuber actually attempted a similar challenge with Gran Turismo 4, but didn't go pretty far because, well, he didn't actually complete the Supercar Cup, and he called it quits when he did it. Alright, so the rules are as follows. Rule number 1. Used cars only. A few exceptions, of course, include the Acura NSX91, Acura NSX93, and Acura Integra GSR95, and another Acura car, since they were originally used cars in the NTSC-J and PAL versions of the game, so they count. We're only allowed to use those cars for the used car challenge since they were originally used cars in those versions of the game. Number 2. No prize cars. We're not allowed to use any prize cars whatsoever. And any prize car we get, we have to sell. It's simple as that. Number 3. License tests don't count, similar to the used car challenge attempted in Gran Turismo 4. And yes, I will be doing the Gran Turismo 4 used car challenge someday. If we count license tests as part of the used car challenge, well, it's going to be virtually impossible to beat. So license tests don't count. And number 4, the final rule. Only races that are important to the game. The one-make races we don't count those since, well, they're only there if you want to make extra credits, and certain one-make races require you to use new cars. So we're not counting those. But we can do endurance races if we want to. Yeah. Just say races that are only important and only matter to the game's completion, like a Gran Turismo All-Stars and the GT World Championship. Our goal is to beat the GT World Championship. So yeah, I'm up for this challenge, and let's get strapped in and burn some rubber and revisit one of my favorite racing games on the Gran Turismo 2. And let's try to beat this game by only using used cars. Alright, so this is the first time that I'm gonna put a video over a video. Yeah, several gamers have done this thing. And of course I'm playing this game on the PlayStation 3, just for variety. Yeah, I'm using a DualShock 3. Alright, let's start the game. Alright, so we're gonna go over to East City since that's where the used cars are at. Yeah, there's the MR2. And if you want it, you start with a K car. I'm going to go over to the Daihatsu dealership. Yeah, say if I want to start out with a K car, start out with the Myra TRXX. Start out with a really old car, we go with the Nissan Skyline. There's none here at the moment. Actually, there is one. Yeah. Pretty expensive. What should we start out with? Well, we're gonna do a shit, so let's say start out with the Toyota Celica. Because why not? Yeah, we got 119 credits left. Let's go racing, boys. We don't have enough money for upgrades, but this car would be pretty much competitive in any race. It's copyrighted music and it falls under YouTube's content ID system. It's a shame really since, well, this game does have an excellent soundtrack, especially the NTSC version where it has Stone Temple Pilots. And the PAL versions where it has Fatboy Slim. Well, a remix, but still. Yeah, we're doing pretty well so far. However, I will be playing the menu music in the game since it doesn't fall under YouTube's Content ID system. So far, so good. So what? Uh-oh, don't pit, don't pit. Might I remind you that this race doesn't have a tire wear since, well, it's only the first race in the game. We're actually going to jump ahead. Last race of the Sunday Cup, Red Rock Valley. Yeah, I wonder how well this will turn out. We're almost there. Yeah, we just gotta make sure we don't let the Honda S2000 pass us, because that is one of the two overpowered opponents in this race, alongside the Ford Bronco Spider. So far, so good. Yes! We won that race. We gotta get ready for the next race, which is the Clubman Cup, but first we gotta upgrade our car a bit. Yeah, it's running a bit slow since the disc does have some scratches on it. Alright, so what upgrade should we get? Yeah. Let's get a Stage 1 Turbo Cat. And let's get a performance check. There, that should do it. We're ready. Alright, so we're in the dreaded Rome circuit. Yeah, this course has been made infamous because, well, it's the same course where the Ford GT40 appears in the historic car cup. Yeah, there's some Gran Turismo trivia for you, but everyone pretty much knows that, though, because, well, it's memed. Yeah, I upgraded my Celica a bit. I intercooler and reduced the weight. Yeah, I applied stages 1 and 2 of the weight reduction upgrades. It actually goes faster with the weight reduction upgrades applied. But there's still going to be overpowered opponents in this race, especially the TVR that I have to race against. Alright, we're almost there. Yes! We won it! Next up is the FF race. Alright, so in order to enter the FF challenge, we must first buy an FF car. Let's see what they got. Honda CRX. Well, we'll take it. But let's upgrade it a bit though, before we get ready. And we'll skip ahead to the final lap of the race, and well, when I'm on the straightaway, so you can save time, and well, so we can save time, and well, you won't have to sit around. We're on the final stretch. And yeah, the CRX is OP in this game. The CRX is OP, please nerf. I mean, it's a great handling car. Yeah, it might not have much horsepower, but it weighs practically nothing and handles well. It's a great car to pick for this race. See how much prize money we got. 5,000 credits. New car acquired, but we're not using it because, well, it's not part of the challenge. We're supposed to be only using used cars. Alright, so skipped over the K-Car Cup, the lightweight K-Car Cup to be exact, and the Compact Car Cup, the World Compact Car Cup to be exact. Reasoning is because, well, I always enter the K-Car Cup with the Suzuki Cappuccino, and I entered the World Compact Car Cup with the Honda CRX. But I put some additional upgrades on it to make it faster and more competitive for that, that race. Next up is the Station Wagon Car Cup, and I'm gonna race this, I'm gonna do this race for meme purposes. But first, let's see the power limit for the race. Station Wagon Cup. 394 horsepower limit. Know what that means. Yeah, Subaru wagon. Let's go! Yeah, we're doing pretty good with Wagonzilla. Yeah. I called it Wagonzilla as a nod to Vanzilla from Loud House. Just wish it was colored in Vanzilla's colors, and that would appear in Gran Turismo-A-Thon. That would be awesome. Being able to paint the Subaru Legacy wagon in Vanzilla's colors, with thong on the hood. Yeah, I know it would be unnecessary, but when did nerds and geeks care about necessary? Yeah, we won that race with flying colors at first try, too. Yeah, the Subaru Legacy is a competitive car in this race. Yeah, I know the Impreza would have been a lighter car, but I wanted to choose the Legacy for meme purposes. Yeah, and Wagonzilla definitely won that race. Next up is the first vital race of the game. That's part of the Gran Turismo League. Yeah, it's the first race of the Japan Nationals. It has a power limit of 197 horsepower. I know what kind of car to use for that cup. It's already got 195 horsepower. But let's add weight reduction, bro. Yeah, remember that phrase? Weight reduction, bro. Yeah, 22,000 credits, which is way too high for our budget right now. So let's go in as is. We're almost there. Yeah, I found out that I didn't even need the weight reduction upgrade. Because, well, this car is already pretty competitive in this race to begin with. Yeah, Civic, well, the Honda CRX is really a great car to use. Although I struggled a bit in the compact car cup. Because, well, the race already has had lightweight cars, and, well, they're pretty much lighter than the CRX. Let's say, move on. next race is the American National. Wait, that's West City. That's a French and Italian cars. If I remember correctly, it's South City. Yeah. So you might be wondering, isn't buying cars from the Acura dealership considered cheating since they're new cars? And I'm going to explain this to you. The Acura Integra GSR 95, Type R 95, Acura NSX 91 and 93 were originally used cars in the NTSC-J versions and used cars in the PAL versions of the game. So, yeah, they're technically used cars in those versions of the game, and no, it's not cheating considering that. They're basically PAL swaps of the Acura, of the Honda Integra SIRG 95, Honda Integra Type R 95, Honda NSX 91, and Honda NSX Type R 92. And here's something interesting. If you look here, yeah, see something wrong here? I want you to look. Yeah, 95. It's listed as a 95, and the Acura Integra Type R wasn't introduced until 1996 for the 97 model year. So yeah, it should have been listed as a 97 model instead of 95. But I suppose Felicity Digital didn't have time to correct it. So yeah, since these four cars aren't exceptions, since they're originally used cars in the PAL and NTSC-J versions, they count. To be honest, I have no idea what a Ford KA is doing in an American car race. I mean, that is not... I know Ford is an American company, but it's by their European division. And the Ford KA is a German car. But this is something that is a common problem with Gran Turismo games, even Gran Turismo 7. Ford has a European division, but don't bother making a separate company for Ford's European cars. I assume that's to make it more convenient so that they wouldn't have to make a separate Ford just for the European cars, but Felicity Digital did it with a Ford Australia when the Ford Falcon racing car was reintroduced in Gran Turismo 4, but that was originally a Tick Ford car. Yeah, this makes you wonder. But I think it's the same for European Fords. Anyways, I won with the Acura Integra GSR 95, and yes, they could have put in a used car dealership section for Acura cars, since they were used cars in the PAL and NTSC-J versions of the game, but that would only mean that it would have the least amount of used cars in Gran Turismo 2. And they probably didn't have enough time to put them in the used car section to correct all mistakes. Anyways, let's move on to the French Nationals. And yes, we're going to skip over all of these races, since it would take too long. I'm going to skip it for the sake of time. Let's fast forward. Alright, the next race we're going to enter is the FR challenge. And let's see what kind of used cars they sell for this race. Yeah, let's see what kind of used cars they have for this race. Alright. Yeah, bad grammar. This definitely does sound like a Grammarly meme, doesn't it? Toyota Super Turbo R91. Yeah, it's well above our budgets. So we're gonna go with the 2.5 GTA twin turbo Supra. All right, it's ready. Let's rock! Yeah. Try to say it like a Barbara Gordon from a Super Mario Logan video. I mean, not Barbara, but Barbara Guy, Brooklyn's father. Okay, so let's say skip over to the end. Yeah, that's that. I won the first race of the FR challenge. And of course, the Mazda MX-5 Miata went blazing behind me, even though this car has 276 horsepower in the game, but the Miata is a lighter car now. So yeah, let's move on to the FF challenge. Skip right to the tail end of the race, baseball. We're basically using the same car we did in the American car race. Take that. Yeah, there's another clip I have for lulz. A station wagon beating sportier cars. And yeah, that is pretty hilarious to see a station wagon beat a Mitsubishi Lancer, but there you go. Yeah, I didn't do the second race of the FF challenge as well. I basically used the Honda CRX for that race. And I tuned it a bit and added some sports tires to it. I'm going to use the Integra GSR, the Texas swap Integra SIRT. Pretty uncompetitive for that race. I felt it was cheaper to use to save me a little more credit to use CRX since I already had a buttload of modifications to do. Yeah, it's Wagonzilla beating me a friggin' crowd of rally cars. So yeah. Never thought to see Wagonzilla until I was heard up against rally pieces. Alright, so let's say, let's move on to the next race. Yeah, this is the very last race of the K-Car Cup. And yeah, this is my car that I used for the K-Car Cup. Suzuki Cappuccino. Yeah, we're back in Tahiti with the final race. So yeah, it's kind of pointless to show you this race, but I just wanted to show you what kind of car I used for all three of those races. Let's move on to the next race, and this race is going to be yeah, this is a hard race with this car, and I can say I spent almost my entire credits on it. Yeah, 702 credits left, and I can't even tune this car to make it faster for this race. You have to be careful if that's a Mercedes. Yes! We won! Yeah. I got a green Mitsubishi Galant VR4 Texas race. I was pronounced it like Galant as a kid, but someone pronounced it like Galant. Yep. A lot sexier than a sandy cheeks. That's the booty that it has in the back. It's really nice. Yeah, just look at the booty. Its booty is on par with a real left. That's the chin. Yeah, cars have a nice back end. I mean, some cars have a nice back end. Go on, thick. Yeah, I chose the Miata for the Convertible World Cup. Well, the Convertible Car World Cup, to be exact. Yeah, it's actually a very suitable car for this race. So I had some thinking and thinking about using this car for the Historic Car Cup race as well, since I don't have enough money to buy the historic cars in the used car dealerships. So yeah, I'm gonna be save myself a bit of a credits. Yeah, this race is very infamous. And for good reason, because of that friggin' Ford GT40. Yes, that yellow GT40 is the bane of every Gran Turismo fan's existence. Yeah, I was lucky I even won that race, because, well, when you go up against that Ford GT40, is gonna be a frustrating ride. Yeah, it is the second hardest race in Gran Turismo 2. The hardest race in Gran Turismo 2 is the infamous Trial Mountain 30-lap endurance race where a Vector M12 Edition appears due to a glitch. Yeah, so glad I beat that yellow Ford GT40. And yeah, I wanted to film it for the sake of getting a thumbnail. Orange, you glad I beat that race? Yeah, that pun's getting old. Man. You guys really killed it. Yeah, we got a Lotus Europa and it's worth 20,000 credits. Yeah, I had to grind and grind to get the racing modification for the Mazda MX-5 Miata. Because it is a lightweight car. I wanted to use the Miata because it was lightweight. Yeah, the Supra has more power, but it's heavier. Alright, let's do another time skip. And skip over to the MR challenge. Alright, so we're going to enter the MR challenge, and of course, right now the Acura NSX 93 and the Acura NSX 91, which are texture swap Honda, which are the texture swaps of the Honda NSX 90 and Honda NSX Type R92, are way out of our budget. So we're going over to the Toyota dealership to see what kind of cars lie beneath. Yeah, there's the Toyota MR2 GTS. Let's say buy that car. Alright, and let's check the power limits for the race. Also, I endured the IB license test, and the freaking slow slalom license test is actually the harder one compared to the high-speed slalom test. And believe me, it's more painful than watching No Such Luck in Brom's Family. And No Such Luck is an episode of that show that I never want to watch again. Yeah. Bad episodes of good shows exist. Mid-engine championship. Yeah, it's got 345 power limits. Yeah, 345 horsepower power limits. Let's go. Yeah, someone's mowing grass. It's probably Mr. Grass. Yeah, that's a joke, by the way. Alright, so first we're gonna sell the TRD 3000 GT. Well, TRD 2000 GT, because, well, it's a prize car and we can't use prize cars in the used car challenge. And we're gonna sell the Acura Integra GSR 95 since we don't need it anymore. And of course, we're going to go up to the used car dealership and get the car that I actually settled on. The Honda Civic SI Hatchback 95, aka Lenny the Pizza Lady's delivery car. And you might ask yourself, well, wait, didn't Lenny fail her driver's test? And I'm glad you asked this because this is actually part of the top example of the commission where Lenny eventually succeeds her driver's test and gets a job as a pizza delivery driver. And of course, she happens to stumble across this car, which of course is a riced up Honda Civic. Let's see what the racing modification looks like for this car. Yeah. Does look good, but I'm gonna keep it normal because, well, it's supposed to be purple. And yes, you can turbo tune this car just like the 93 Civic SI hatchback. Yeah, 243 horsepower, and you can tune it with less credits, which is actually pretty cool. It's amazing what you can do with a Civic. Alright, so we're almost done this race. And yes, this is the same car that I used in the GT300 Championship. And of course, while it did have enough power to compete in the championship itself, it was also pretty hard to do as well. The opponents I raced against are, well, race cars, and usually you would use the Dyson Sylvius GT that you had as a prize car, but because it's a used car challenge, we can't use that car. So we have to make sure we get a good, fast used car that's race modified. That will be a competitive enough for this challenge. This championship. Yeah. Pretty easy race to win. Sometimes you'll get a Drag R33 GTR, which costs you a lot of credit yourself. On to the next race. Alright, so I settled on using the Lancer Evo 5RS for the last few races. Both this car and the RX-7 are two of the fastest used cars in the game. But the Evo, well, has better handling and better traction than full-wheel drive. And if you tune it real good, it can actually go up against some of the more powerful race cars. So yeah, I'll be using the Evo for the rest of the game. It's really a nice car to use. And yeah, I think we've made it this far, and well, I've already skipped for the last couple of races, so let's skip ahead to the GT World Championship and see if we can beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using used cars. Alright, so this is the moment. Oh, and I got so excited to finally beat this game that I forgot to mute the music of two races. Okay, so once you reset the PS3 or turn it off, well, the options don't stay, so you have to go back in and change them. Yeah, it's kind of a pain. Yeah. And if you reset the game, if you press reset game, the analog control option doesn't stay, which sucks. I have to reset it every time. But anyways, here's the moment we've all been waiting for. The final race of the game. I mean, the final championship of the game. The Gran Turismo World League. This is the moment. Can we beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using used cars? Here we go. This is the final race of the game. Brace yourselves. Because we're racing against race cars. Seriously, this is like Lin Lau Jr. going up against Bebop and Rocksteady. Hope we win this one. Oh, and cue a Big Blue European play Dominic. Come on. The song is great, by the way. Let's cue the music. It's gonna be an epic moment. Oh my god. to victory. Oh my god, we're close. We have to watch out for the straightaway as well. That was the one thing I would actually think that the car has to stay at. Straightaway. The car has a very limited top speed compared to a race car that's going up there. But it makes up for it in the cornering. What lacks the top speed makes up for cornering. Oh my god, that was close. Come on. We gotta take this victory. Final race, come at the top. This car might be based on a super tiny race car, but it'll beat the long race cars. We're gonna win this race. Yeah, very long straight, but car has excellent handling. Especially compared to that to R7 RS, R797. Yeah, the R7 is much less, but this car has four-wheel drive. And that's just the drive in the corner. That's a real drive car. That's all-wheel drive. Any mistake will ruin any chances of ever beating this game by only using used cars. That was close. Alright, don't look back. Go on the track. go. Yes! Yes, we beat the game by only using used cars. Granted, didn't win all the races like the endurance races as above the window, but we completed our goal of beating the Gran Turismo World Championship by only using a used car. Yeah, so beating Gran Turismo 2 by only using used cars is actually possible. Just have to be lucky enough to get the Lancer Eagle 5 RS. Being the Le Mans car. Yeah, I'm going to save the replay, by the way. I'm actually going to record the full replay and upload it to YouTube. So yeah, I beat Gran Turismo 2 by only using used cars, and I never thought I would actually do it. Possible, and it actually allows me to be more resourceful and use my limited car collection to its fullest. And I actually found a new way to play one of my favorite racing games of all time. Yeah, it allows me to be more resourceful and put my collection to use, and it makes the game more challenging, which is always good. So yeah, that's that.